What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony Oberg, and I'm here with my boy Cheen. And welcome back to this week's episode of TSN.
With that being said, our first sport we're going to recap today is going to be cross country, and we're going to interview Caleb Nunn and Molly McClung on how their season went and how state was.
How do you think you performed throughout the season?
I think I performed really good. This has been my best season so far, and I consistently set new personal records.
What pushed you to be so successful this season?
Just like wanting to go to state and like show Truman off, I guess, for the district.
And then what contributed towards your success this season?
Support from my teammates has helped a lot, and being able to run with the coaches throughout the season, that helped me progress a lot in my training.
On to the next fall sport that we're going to be recapping, where we talk about football with Elijah Hill and Freddie Shepard, about how their season went and how the culture changed within the locker room. With the coach now being the new head coach, how do you think he changed the environment, like just the atmosphere in the locker room?
Well, honestly, last year the locker room was not a very good place to be. All the seniors we had were toxic. None of them really liked any of us, and they just made fun of everybody, which nobody wanted to be on the team. So Coach Style really established that locker room and that family environment. So I really think that was good on his part.
Is that what he means by burn the boats?
Yeah, he meant burn the boats, because we leaving all that tomfoolery in the past and we moving on to the next.
Then how are you guys going to adapt to the loss of the seniors? You got John Chapin at quarterback. Who's going to be playing quarterback? And then you got people like Noah Smith, Colton Chaleur. How are you guys going to adapt to the loss of it?
Well, I'm going to just take the advice they gave me and put it into my work I put in on my off season and this season.
Good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, Freddie Shepard, how do you think that win against Southeast, impacted the team's motivation to move on towards, the end of the season? Because, that's y'all's first win since, 2019, first home win since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
How did that boost your guys' confidence?
I think it boosted our confidence knowing that we actually had it in us to win a game. And I think it really got us going for next year. Maybe not this year, but it really got us that motivation that we need for next year.
And our next sport we're going to talk about today is going to be boys soccer. They had a little bit tougher of a season than they did last year. They had a lot of hardships that they fought through, and we're going to interview Rodell and Gabe about those hardships.
What were some of the main hardships during the season?
I think a lot of it was staying connected as a team and just learning how to play with new teammates, because a lot of us had never played with each other, and it was definitely just coming over our selfish ways and just coming together as a team.
What were some of the things that the team did to fight through the hardships?
Through all of the difficulties and everything, we just always tried to stay a family and always tried to keep each other smiling and laughing. So I know that was a big part, and that a lot of the guys grew close together.
Do you think the team will improve next season? If so, how will the team improve?
Yeah, for sure. I think they'll improve a lot, because a lot of the players that we had were freshmen and sophomores, and a lot of them were playing varsity. So when you play varsity at that young of an age, you can only get better. So I think they'll definitely improve, and they'll have a way better record than we did this year.
This next sport really doesn't get that much representation at Truman, and a lot of people just lacks a lot of support, and that's men's swimming, where I interviewed Hayden Cox about his season and how it went very well, even though not a lot of people knew about it. I'm Anthony Oberg. I'm here with
I'm Hayden Cox.
I'm interviewing Hayden Cox about his previous season with the swimming team. Why do you think such a small number of people are joining the swim team?
So I think the biggest issue is just outreach. I don't know how many times I've told people I'm a part of the swim team, and they're like, "Oh, we have a swim team." It's just there's no Instagram team for the team. There's no posters that get put out. There's no announcements. We had maybe once or twice where we were in the announcements this year, but with football and basketball and all the other sports that get a lot of attendance, it's they have their coaches or athletic director or whoever does it runs an account on Instagram, and they're putting up flyers, or they're in the announcements all the time. And so I think our biggest issue is just we don't have enough coverage of what we are and what we're doing.
With that being said, what do you think you guys could do to just get more people to just know what about the swim team or to join the swim team?
I definitely think we could do more with social media. I mean, we've been talking about starting an Instagram page, so we might do that. I think that would help a little bit. But overall, just more like, I guess, recognition. Like, whenever we have meets, like, it'd be nice if they would come over to the announcements and tell people to come out and support our meets, especially home meets. Like, Bridger's like 5 minutes away. Like, just stuff like that. It's an hour. Like, just come and support us. That would help a lot. And then just more outreach. I mean, just like putting up flyers, doing a meeting. I don't know why we don't do that, but that's probably the biggest thing. Just more outreach, yeah.
Now on to girls tennis, where they had a pretty good season, where they improved their record, and also the addition to their new court that they had.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Alexander Patton. I'm here with
Samantha.
All right. What sport do you play?
Tennis.
What contributed, like, all right, hold on, I'm sorry. What contributed to your team's success this year?
I think just the team spirit really helped everybody push through.
And how do you think your team has improved this year?
I think everybody's been putting in more work just to help everybody else get better.
And what is one weakness that you had this season?
Just doubting myself and like having like a hard time like pushing through it.
And what are some strengths that you had this season?
Having like my teammates like have my back like really helped me push through.
And like how do you plan to fix those things?
Just working on it at practice.
All right, thank you.
Another sport that just got a new field this year is girls softball, and we're gonna pass it to Giovanni Alexander Patton III, and he's gonna interview Cece and Addie about how they feel about that and how their season went.
My name is Giovanni Alexander Patton, and I'm here with
Cece Mora.
And Addison Sutton.
All right, y'all. You guys are softball, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What did it feel like to make districts this year?
It was a really great feeling going to the semifinals, even though it didn't end how we wanted, but we still all played together as a team, but yeah.
What contributed to your team's success this year?
We worked together a lot better this year than we have in any previous years.
I feel like we had a really good bond, which helps with our playing, and it helps us win as a team when we have a good connection.
Moving on to the next fall sport of the day, we're going to be talking about girls golf and how they had a pretty good season. And we're going to be interviewing Kate Maxey and Molly.
What contributed to your team's success?
I would say our atmosphere of the team plays a lot into our success. Our team is pretty small, so we get really close over the season, and it's really just a family and a community, and I think we just have a lot of fun, and that's what makes us do good.
What are some strengths you guys had throughout the year?
I would say encouraging each other when it gets difficult because it's easier to push yourself down, but having each other there to hold us accountable is a really good thing.
And what are some of your weaknesses that you can improve on?
I would say golf is a very mental sport. It's really easy to get in your head and let the last shot affect the rest of your game, but it's really important to not let it affect your next shot and always just focusing on what you can do next and not worry about what happened is something that I work on a lot.
How do you think your team has improved throughout the season?
I think our team chemistry has improved and also encouraging each other when it gets difficult.
All right, and our final sport we're going to talk about today is going to be girls volleyball and how they kind of had a down season this year compared to last year, but they also dealt with some injuries. And I'm going to pass it to Wesley Lane, who's going to interview Rhea Carver and Sydney Snelson on how they felt the season went.
What were some of the main hardships during the season?
I think that some of our main hardships were probably one of our players tearing her ACL. Haley, she sprained her ankle. And I feel like after that, we kind of just like got down on ourselves. Like we started playing down.
What were some of the things that the team did to fight through the hardships?
A lot of like sit down talks with each other and like the coaching kind of like just trying to get us past it. Like Gardner, Coach K, and McCarter, they all kind of just forced us to get through it and like forced us to just play the game.
How are you going to adapt to the loss of the seniors?
I think that it will be hard to adapt to losing the seniors because we're all really close. Yeah.
I'm Anthony Oberg. This is
Ajay Chima.
And this is going to wrap up this week's episode of TSN. Thanks for watching.